Good afternoon, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. I am Shivangi Shukla and I'll get you all the updates extremely fast. Let's get started with Superfast 50. On July 26, Kargil Vijay Diwas is observed in remembrance of the martyred warriors from the 1999 Kargil conflict. On this date, in 1999, the Indian Army said that all occupied areas in Kargil on the Indian side had been liberated from Pakistani forces and intrusions. Several events are being held across the country to mark the day. Indian Army held a wreath-laying ceremony at the Balidan Stamp in Jammu to pay tribute to the soldiers who lost their lives in the war. As the day marks the historic victory of the Indian Armed Forces in Operation Vijay 1999, PM Modi paid tribute to brave hearts of the Kargil Vijay Diwas. While paying tribute, PM said that Kargil Vijay Diwas is a symbol of pride and glory of Ma Bharati and also salutes to all the brave sons who are serving for the country. A black diary with explosive details has been recovered by the Aide in the Partha, Chatterjee and ARPITA Mukherjee recruitment case. Now, the diary contains information about collection agents and collection centers list with names of illegal recruits. A recent development in the SSC scam involves the West Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee's continued refusal to cooperate with the probe, according to Republic TV. ARPITA Mukherjee, a close friend of Chatterjee, and his comments are being currently recorded independently by the ED. The model turn actors currently incarcerated. They will each be questioned individually and their statements will be examined for consistency. Rahul Gandhi has been detained today after he led a protest and sat on a road in the national capital while his mother Sonia Gandhi was being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. Rahul Gandhi and the other Congress MPs had gathered at Vijay Chowk to march toward the Rashtrapati Bhavan to draw the President's attention to the alleged misuse of agencies by the government.
ये मोदी जी और शाह जी की साजिश है कि पूरे अपोजिशन को खत्म करना और उसको हमको हमारी आवाज बंद करना, ये उनका तरीका है और वो तरीका अपना रहे हैं। हम इससे डरने वाले नहीं, हम फाइट करेंगे।
According to the Indian Olympic Association, star Indian javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra will not be taking part in the Commonwealth Games 2022 in Birmingham due to an injury sustained during the finals of the World Athletic Championship in Oregon. Recently, he had won a silver medal in the World Athletics Championship in Oregon. According to sources, Delhi SG VK Saxena has ordered suspension of 6 MCD officials on graft charges for abusing official position. The sources also said that complaints of corruption against officials of the MCD, the Delhi government and the Delhi Development Authority are being decided singularly on merit. Senior Congress leader Margaret Alva, the opposition candidate for VP election, allegedly fell prey to cyber fraud. Even as she pinned the blame on BJP, she addressed the government-owned telecommunication companies MTNL and BSNL and complained that she was unable to make or receive calls after speaking to some BJP leaders about her candidature. The Allahabad High Court today has denied bail to ASHISH MISHRA, the son of Union Minister of State Ajay Mishra, in connection with the Lakhimpur Kheri violence case. An instance of moral policing has erupted when Bajrang Dal members allegedly barged into a pub and ruined a party that was being planned by the students. The students were allegedly chased out of the bar by the Bajrang Dal activists as well. When Republic confronted the Bajrang Dal activists, they responded by saying that the partying students were minors and yet they were allowed in the pub.
They have come and tried verifying, and there hasn't been any physical violence or altercation or exchange of words also between the customers of the pub and the organizations who have come near the premises of the pub.
Punjab Advocate General Anmol Ratan Sidhu has tendered his resignation to Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. He was appointed by the Aam Aadmi Party government. After his resignation, he has given personal reasons for leaving the post. UP CM Yogi Adityanath, while speaking on the Har Ghar Tiranga program, stated that some people were invested in disrupting a call toward promoting nationalism by bringing religion and caste in between, adding that such people should be answered by showing one's nationalism via the Har Ghar Tiranga.
भारत के आन मान और शान का प्रतीक, भारत के गौरव और गरिमा का प्रतीक, भारत के शौर्य, भारत की शांति और भारत की प्रगति का प्रतीक, भारत के तिरंगे को हर घर पर लहराने की एक व्यापक कार्य योजना भी बनाई गई है। और मुझे लगता है कि हर भारतवासी को चाहिए कि अपने घर पर तिरंगा लगा करके भारत के राष्ट्रीय प्रतीकों के प्रति हम सम्मान का भाव व्यक्त करें। भारत के इन प्रतीकों के प्रति सम्मान का भाव, भारत के महापुरुषों के प्रति सम्मान का भाव हम सबके मन में पैदा करें, जो हमें उन संकीर्णताओं से ऊपर उठने की प्रेरणा प्रदान कर सके।
Congress MP ADHIR Ranjan Chaudhary has written a letter to the West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee, urging her to sack arrested TMC Minister Partha Chatterjee over his alleged involvement in the SSC recruitment scam. Calling the teacher recruitment scam an open secret in Bengal, he has noted how it was only after the court's intervention that investigation agencies started acting on it. BJP spokesperson Samit Partha recently spoke about the BJP stand on corruption, citing that the arrest made in connection with the SSC scam in West Bengal and that of Delhi's health minister, stating how the arrest acted as an example of zero tolerance toward corruption from the central government that has been in power for the past 8 years.
मुझे तो कई बार लगता है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए ईडी का अर्थ एंटाइटलमेंट फॉर डेकॉइटी था। उनको लगता है कि उनके पास एंटाइटलमेंट फॉर डेकॉइटी मतलब हम डाका भी डालेंगे और हमसे पूछताछ भी नहीं होनी चाहिए। चोरी ऊपर से सीना जोरी, ये जो मुहावरा हिंदी का है, यदि किसी बच्चे को ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि चोरी ऊपर से सीना जोरी इसका अर्थ क्या होता है, तो कांग्रेस के व्यवहार को देखे कि 5,000 करोड़ रुपए गबन भी करेंगे और प्रश्नों का उत्तर भी नहीं देंगे। ये होता है चोरी ऊपर से सोना जोरी, एंटाइटलमेंट फॉर डेकॉइटी। और आज जब पूछताछ होगी तो हम जवाब नहीं देंगे।
A day before Ramnath Kovind demitted the office of President of the country, he received a letter from PM Modi, who lauded the former president for having set the highest standard of principles, probity, performance, sensitivity and service during his tenure. Former Union Minister Y.SINHA, who recently lost the presidential election as an opposition candidate, said that today he will not join any other political party and remain independent. Y.SINHA was the presidential candidate of the opposition party. India has hit out at Pakistan and China after both countries say that they are ready to welcome a third party to join the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. MEA Arindam Bakshi said that India firmly has opposed the so-called CPEC, which is currently in the Pakistan-seized Indian territory. India's biggest ever auction of spectrum that carries telephone and internet data signals has begun with a total of 72 gigahertz of 5G airwaves worth 4.3 lakh crores rupees on offer. Billionaire Mukesh Ambani's Reliance Jio, Sunil Mittal-led Bharti Airtel, Vodafone Idea and a unit of Gautam Adani's Adani Enterprises are in the race to bid for 5G spectrum. The UP government today has ordered the administration to reserve beds for monkeypox in COVID-designated hospitals across the state. Although no monkeypox case has been reported in the state so far, the officials in all hospitals have been asked to adhere to the centre's guidelines. A local train has derailed at the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj terminus in South Mumbai, in fact affecting the suburban services on the Harbour line. According to railway officials, one trolley of the coach of a train derailed when it moved in the reverse direction and touched the dead end of the platform. One of the 12 coaches of the train climbed on the edge of the platform. The CM of Andhra Pradesh, Y.S. Jagannath Reddy, interacts with flood-affected victims while visiting the B.R. Ambedkar in Konaseema district area that has been impacted by flooding. After speaking with the victims, the CM will visit the towns that has been deeply affected by the flood and supervise the relief efforts. He would also discuss the rescue efforts with the Godavari region officials after the tour. Rain wreaks havoc in Jodhpur as the city has been experiencing heavy rainfall. Due to this, waterlogging can be seen in the city that has caused major traffic issue as well. Soon, in fact, in many schools in Jodhpur will remain closed today for the same reason. According to the Indian Met Department, the monsoon trough's migration to the north would likely cause an increase in rainfall activity over North India beginning on July 27. In the region of Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Odisha and Gujarat, heavy rainfall is expected on July 26, despite no state being placed on a red or orange warning. According to the Indian Met Department, the monsoon trough's movement to the north would likely cause an increase in rainfall activity over North India starting on July 27. Beginning on Wednesday, Delhi is likely to have an increase in rainfall with moderate rainfall expected on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal appealed to the central government to withdraw the increased goods and service tax, stating that the people wanted relief from high inflation. The Delhi CM said that the central government has imposed GST many basic food items, adding that the British used to do the same. The remarks came at a time the debate around GST and price rise dominates the monsoon session. Aam Aadmi Party MP Raghav Chaddha lashed out at the BJP-led central government, claiming that the petrol and diesel prices had both risen over 75 times in the last year. The revelation came in response to a question put forth by the Aam Aadmi Party MP in the Rajya Sabha. The 26th batch of the Amarnath Yatra pilgrims left from the Bhagwati Nagar base camp from the Kashmir rally from Jammu. Meanwhile, in fact, 1,374 pilgrims were part of the batch moving from the Pahalgam base camp, while around 800 of the pilgrims left from the Baltal base camp. The CBI has filed charge sheet against 6 companies associated with Avinash Bhosle to name some companies which are associated with the former Metropolis Hotels LLP, ABIL Infra Projects and Hospitality. And as well, CBI has asserted that during investigation, Yes Bank has done a fraud of over 4,500 crore rupees. Further investigations into the role of others are right now underway. As many as 29 individuals died after taking fake alcohol in a Gujarat village where the state has outlawed the sale of alcohol, while numerous others are hospitalized to various hospitals. According to Gujarat Director General of Police, 3 suspected bootleggers from the Botad region have been apprehended for allegedly selling fake domestic alcohol.
जयेश नाम का एक आदमी है जो अहमदाबाद में नारोल विस्तार में एक गोडाउन कीपर है। उसके पास वहाँ पर 600 लीटर ये मिथाइल अल्कोहल केमिकल था जो इंडस्ट्रियल यूज़ जिसका होता है। उसने अपने बुआ का लड़का है संजय भाई भिखा भाई, उसको ये मटेरियल प्रोवाइड किया था 22 तारीख को, और वो संजय ने आगे उसमें से अलग अलग जगह पे बरवाला तालुका में अलग अलग लोगों को दिया था। और ये जब लोगों ने पिया इसके पानी मिक्स करके तो उनके ऊपर असर हुई और फिर इसमें बोटाद जिला में और अहमदाबाद रूरल विस्तार में डेथ्स हुई हैं।
3 more have been arrested in connection with the new DSP Surendra Singh murder incident. 9 accused have so far been arrested, out of which 6 have been taken on remand after presenting them in the court. Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal on Monday appealed to the central government to withdraw the increased goods and service tax, stating that people want relief from high inflation. The Delhi CM said that the central government has imposed GST on curd, lassi, wheat, rice and other food items, adding that the British used to do the same. Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly Speaker and DMK leader M. Appavu's month-old statement attributing the development of the state to Christians in the Tamil Nadu would have been Bihar if Catholic Christians were not there has sparked a controversy. Now, the month-old speech of Appavu has gone viral on social media, and BJP has attacked the DMK and condemned the Tamil Nadu Assembly Speaker over the issue. Complete eradication of extreme poverty will be possible in Kerala within the next 4 years. It's what Kerala Minister for Local Self-Government and Excise, M.V. Govindan, has announced recently. He added that the difficult task of finding out the extreme poverty sufferers in the state has been completed. Bihar CM Nitish Kumar has been tested positive for COVID-19. According to the sources, CM has been suffering from fever since the past 4 days. According to the Union Health Ministry, India logs over 14,000 fresh COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, while the national COVID-19 recovery rate was reported at 98.45%. Multiple shootings was reported from the city of Langley, a suburb of Vancouver. According to the police officials, 3 people, including the suspected gunman, was killed in a series of shootings early on in the Canadian province of British Columbia. US President Joe Biden ripped several of his possible Republican 2024 election opponents, including saying that his predecessor, Donald Trump, lacked the courage to stop the Jan 6th attack on the Capitol. The president of Guatemala, Alejandro, paid a solidarity visit to Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, in response to Russia's invasion. Since Russia began its invasion in February, Alejandro is the first president from a Latin American country to visit the area. According to sources, the president signed an agreement agreeing to abolish entry visas to their countries. Countries in the European Union are expected to agree a weaker emergency EU proposal to reduce domestic gas demand, with opt-outs allowing them to take separate national preparation measures in response to Russian supply cuts. With a dozen EU countries already facing reduced Russian supplies, Brussels has warned that a full cut-off is likely and is urging countries to prepare by saving gas and storing it for winter. American basketball star Brittany Griner returned to a Russian court to face a trial on drug charges. The athlete was detained in February after vape canisters with cannabis oil was allegedly found in her luggage. She faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted of large-scale transportation of drugs. The 2-time Olympic gold winner and star player for the Phoenix Mercury admitted that having the canisters in court this month, but insisted that she had no intention of breaking the law. According to Ned Price, a spokesman for the State Department, the U.S. denounced the military death of a pro-democracy activist in Myanmar. This comes as Myanmar's government said that it had carried out its first execution in almost 50 years. At least 30 people have been dead in a bus accident that was traveling from Meru to Nairobi's capital in central Kenya. According to authorities, a bus slid off a bridge and then into a river in which the number of people on board was unknown. After an initial exit poll revealed that the majority of voters had voted in favor of rewriting the country's constitution, hundreds of Tunisians took to the streets of central Tunis to celebrate the referendum's anticipated outcome. The president also joined the gathering and greeted the supporters. The president of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, and the First Lady, Iriana, have reached Beijing as they are scheduled to meet the President Xi Jinping. They were accompanied by the minister overseeing investments in state-owned firms in Indonesia, as well as a number of other government representatives. Team India's T20I squad has reached Trinidad today to prepare for the upcoming 5-match series against the West Indies, which is set to begin on Friday. A third and final ODI match between the two sides will take place on July 27th. Women's Euro 2022 host England trained at their base in West London on the eve of semi-final against Sweden in Sheffield. England have twice finished as runners-up in the Euros, losing to Sweden in the inaugural final over 2 legs in 1984, and they have yet to win the tournament. Germany trained at their West London base on Monday, continuing the build-up to Wednesday's Women's Euro 2022 semi-final against France. For the French, the match will be a historic one, with the French team having reached the semi-finals of a European Championship for the first time after Saturday's 1-0 win over defending champions Netherlands. Juventus FC is the US for the Soccer Championships tour. The team trained in Loyola Marymount University before facing Spanish giants Barcelona in Dallas for a friendly game. Daniel Galan beat Fabio Fognini in the Croatia Open round of 32. The Fognini, the 7th seed, won the title back in 2016. And 19 opposition MPs have been suspended from Rajya Sabha over unruly behavior, including 6 TMC MPs and 2 DMK MPs.
परिचय दिया, ये उनका विशेषाधिकार है, परंतु देश ने देखा, सभी लोगों ने देखा कि सांसदों का जो आचरण है वो बिल्कुल संसद की गरिमा के अनुरूप नहीं था और विगत कुछ दिनों से विपक्ष का जो आचरण है वो मुद्दे से भटकाव करने के लिए, सदन की को व्यवस्थित कार्रवाई से डाइवर्ट करने के लिए और अपनी नाकामियों और भ्रष्टाचार को हल्ले गुल्ले के द्वारा दबाकर महिमा मंडित करने के लिए